If you're starting the gym in 2026 for your New Year's resolutions, chances are it'll just play out like last year. And by that, I mean you'll give up in 3 weeks. I used to be exactly like you, where I would train inconsistently. I would start at a certain period in my life and then I would give up because I didn't have any motivation or I didn't understand how to approach training in the right way. Even in those periods in my life where I had a gym membership for about 3 or 4 months, I would still train inconsistently and I wouldn't have a clear goal of what to do or where my training was even going. The gym is like a sport. Let's take tennis, for example. If you aren't on the court at least 2 or 3 times every week working on your shots, on your forehand, on your backhand, you'll just keep hitting shots that don't get over the net. And just like that, if you aren't in the gym at least 3 or 4 times every week to start, forget about getting the perfect form for the exercises. You're going to forget the exercises existed in the first place and you'll go back to square one every time you step into the gym. So to help you out and to prevent you from being the inconsistent little bastard that I was back in the day, I wanted to go over the mindset shift and a few of the hacks that I've done over the past few years to become consistent in the gym, even in times of stress, even in times where I felt more busy than usual. No more giving up. You'll make the transformation in 2026 and this video will make sure of it. Now, the first thing that I wanted to go through is the mindset shift that you have to make to be consistent with the gym and honestly anything in your life. When you brush your teeth in the morning or when you eat breakfast or even when you prepare these things like putting toothpaste on your toothbrush or even just like pouring the milk into your cereal, do you really think about these things? No, right? You don't really think about these things that you do in the morning. You don't think about brushing your teeth. You don't think about making breakfast. You kind of just get up and do it. And that's how you have to approach the gym. And it might sound strange because you've never thought of it this way, because the gym is tough, right? The gym is tiring. The gym, it takes a lot out of you. It takes all your energy and it makes your muscles feel sore afterwards. And while that may be true, while all of that might be true, especially to a beginner, the thing is you have to keep doing it to a point where it becomes like these everyday activities. It becomes like driving to work. It becomes like making breakfast. It becomes like brushing your teeth in the morning. It's just an activity that you have to do to get done with your day, to move on to the next part of the day. The gym is just there. Changing your mindset from, oh, I have to go to the gym, to I just go to the gym now. I just do the gym. It's just 2 hours of my day that I give up, that I do to feel better, to look better, and to be amazing. That's the first step in getting consistent with it. Obviously, the first time you walk into the gym, it's a completely new environment. Ideally, you're doing it with someone, but even if you're on your own, you have to get used to doing it every single day, or most days in the week, which kind of leads me on to my next point. Contrary to what people say or how the gym is treated in general, training with other people is not beneficial. If you get a membership with a partner or with a friend or with someone that you go with consistently, whenever that person isn't available, whenever that person wants to take a rest day or wants to skip for whatever particular reason, you're going to jump at that opportunity because first of all, you're not used to training alone. And second of all, you just want to train with someone else because it almost alleviates the burden. And I do admit that it is easier to push yourself when you're with someone else, when you're training with someone else. But when you get used to training with that other person, you're not going to go when you have to go alone. The truth is there will be some days where the person that you signed up to the gym with, they're not going to be available. So you have to get used to just driving to the gym by yourself, doing your full workout and coming home, getting through everything by yourself. It's a skill that you have to learn, and you have to get used to the fact that you're going to think that other people are looking at you, but they're not. No one's looking at you at the gym, but it feels that way, especially when you first start. You feel awkward. You feel like everyone's looking at you and judging you for every little form mistake. Trust me when I say this, everyone has felt that way. And that's all the more reason why everyone avoids eye contact in the gym. And people will only interject if you're doing something so horribly wrong that you could injure yourself. For example, just deadlifting really, really stupidly. You need to get used to training alone. Everybody who is consistent with the gym has gotten used to training alone. And whether their friends are available or not, they go anyway, because that's what it has to become. It has to, first of all, become a habit that you're consistent with. And second of all, you have to be used to training alone because otherwise you're not going to be consistent with it. Your schedule depends on other people. And once that happens, it's an easy gateway to stop being consistent with the gym. The third thing I wanted to say is kind of similar to the first point, but it integrates more with people who have jobs or have busy lives. Whether you're feeling tired, angry, anxious, whatever it is, you have to get yourself into the gym. You just have to physically move your body to the place that you're going to be working out. All you need to do is get yourself into the gym. Physically move your body, get in your car, and go to the gym. And whether you're tired, whether you're angry, whether you don't feel like working out or not that day, you will get a workout in. There was a mantra I repeated to myself, or well, just something I would remind myself with whenever I had to do heavy squats in the gym. Squats were my least favorite exercise. The position is uncomfortable, it makes my lower back hurt, and I really, really, really fucking hate it. But whenever I had to do heavy squats, I would just tell myself this one thing. I would tell myself to go into the squat rack and just warm up with the light weights. And whenever I went to the squat rack and actually ended up warming up with those light weights, I was already at the point where I had to squat. And on all days where I did that warm up, I never faltered. I always ended up hitting a heavy squat max those days. And the thing is, you got to approach the gym like this. You got to repeat to yourself, I'm just going to get myself into the gym. Every time you feel like not working out, you just tell yourself, I'm just going to get myself into the gym. It's almost like that 5-minute rule where you do 5 minutes of studying and then your body feels like studying more because you've done all the setup. You've pulled out your books, you've opened your computer and you've put the practice questions on your computer screen and you're ready to study more. So why only do 5 minutes? You'll feel like it's a waste not to do the workout. And by doing that, by tricking your brain, by putting yourself in the environment where you have to work out, you'll end up hitting more workouts than you ever have. Especially if you're someone who struggles with consistency, just getting into the gym itself makes you more consistent. All right, that's all I really want to say. I teach all of what I just went through in my training program below, where I teach you to be more consistent, I teach you about nutrition, and I help you build a training plan that works for you, that you will be consistent with because you don't fucking hate it. If that's something that interests you, click the link in the description, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.